And just like that, got the response back. All right, so I am here at the office right now preparing for our, I guess you can call it the pre-kickoff meeting, like the pre-meeting before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of integration and merger and investment, ultimately. And we've been working, if you've been following along, we've been working pretty hard, Jason and I, to get things to this point. Like I said, the deal's not done yet. It's not, the job's not finished. We're still going through the whole process. So what you see, if you watch yesterday's episode, you'll see there's a little clip where you hear Jason explain, the conversation that we had with the investor, and it seemed pretty positive. And then I immediately messaged him and said, "Hey, we have our integration plan. So we already had that ready to go. We already had the integration plan ready to go." And he just responded back saying, "Hey, I love how detailed you guys are." And that's the type of tone you want to set in the beginning of these things, so they see how you work and how you're going to, use the funds and multiply the investment, because it's an investment. We want to get a return on that investment. So these are the type of things that you have to do. Speed is very important in this whole thing as well. So thankfully, we were ahead of the game as we were going through you've been hearing. I've been going through the whole roller coaster. We've been going through the roller coaster of this, and but while we were doing that, we were preparing. So that's the lesson there. Just because you're going through a roller coaster, you have to use those times to prepare, and that's what you'll see. So maybe I'll give you a little glimpse of what the integration program plan looks like, so that you can kind of see how we structure it, and I think it might be helpful to you. Let me give you the exclusive look inside of what it looks like, on how we're preparing to integrate with Shopperson, which is the company that's bringing an angel investment, and we're merging with them. If you followed a few episodes, probably like 5 episodes ago, I we invented something called an angel merger, and that was through the help of using AI to kind of bring together these two models to invent something new. And it all checked out. But anyway, this is how we're structuring our integration plan, so it goes as smoothly as possible. We know there's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, but this is a guideline to add some safeguards to the whole thing. So it really starts with the initial planning and our communication plan on what are the means and methods of communications and how we're going to communicate with one another. The legal and financial preparations, making sure all that's taken care of. How we're going to transfer the funds, the verification behind that. The organizational integration. How are we going to align with the teams and even the new clients we're going to bring on? Compensation, performance and compensation review, operational integration. That's going to go deeper into our tech stack and seeing like what tech stack we're going to be using. Getting aligned on our processes and our SOPs, which are going to be super important, so that we know so we know how to run the businesses together and building that out. And then marketing and client communication. So in this merger, we're actually getting uh, adding new clients to it as well. So how we communicate that out, are we going to do a press release? How we communicate this out on social media? So all those things we have to discuss, and then monitoring and reporting. How are we going to monitor and report everything from our financials to you know sales, whatever it is that we have to put. We're gonna tease that stuff out and kind of like put it all in the same document so that we can move forward. So this is what it looks like. I just want to give you, if you've been following this long, you definitely deserve to see an exclusive look behind the scenes, because you've been following this journey, and that's what this is all about. I want you to see every aspect of this as much as I can show. I can't show everything, but I can show what I can show, and hopefully it's helpful. All right, we're about to head into this meeting. Let's see how everything goes. This is where it gets started.
Keep me honest and listen to shit, because
if we're not communicating on the same page, it's not going to work. So let's talk about like how, and I'll start with you, Jason, in terms of like, how do you envision like the communication plan with like the cadence of how we're communicating moving forward? So yeah, we'll have that. Yeah, we'll have that. The NDA is already finished. Like I said, Hayden, the NDA is finished. We'll have. Did you hear me? Did you hear how quiet I was? Watch. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Watch. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. There you go. There you go. Look. Look. Oh, wait. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here it goes. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah. So anyway, it's finished. Yep. It's done. Yep. Yep. So the NDA is finished. We'll have that over to you within an hour. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So I'll add that clause to it. 'Cause- So as you can see, I'm here at the museum after a very intense, almost about 2 hour meeting with the investor, going through all of the legal stuff and financial stuff and making sure it was a preliminary kickoff meeting. So it wasn't like we didn't dive too deep, but we're just kind of like aligning on things in terms of like, you know, if we're going to get any third party and lawyers and accountants to kind of go over everything. But yeah, we're still working through it. So I decided to come over here to the museum to unwind and chill out for a little bit and get away from the laptop and just get out and just see some art, see some creation. So after a long meeting, what do you do to unwind and relax? One of the things I think a lot about is this idea of taste. So the modern entrepreneur, the modern investor, as you know, entrepreneurs, everybody can be an entrepreneur, anybody can be an investor. And one of the things that is going to help us stand out is the ability to have taste. And what taste is really just like curating and combining different elements from different reference points and expanding your reference points. And that's one of the things that, like when I come to the museum, and I've talked about this before, but I'm going to continue to talk about it until it really lands. Why I come to the museum is to expand my reference points. It could be looking at a different color. It could be looking at shapes. It can be looking at, you know, the design and like this rabbit over here. You just never know how your subconscious is picking up the different references. Like, so for instance, let me give you an example. This artist in here, he basically says that he was pulling a lot of these images. Let me show you. He was pulling a lot of these images out of his subconscious. So a part of what AI will not be able to do is be able to, I'm not going to say it's not going to be able to do because it's moving pretty fast and it's only getting better. But those who have the ability to curate taste and add taste levels to their entrepreneurship or their investments, that's going to be the game. Because a lot of the, I guess you can call it the professionalized services, white collar projects and tasks, the large language models and AI, they're starting to do that pretty fast. So what's going to set you apart? what's going to set you apart? I think one element is taste. Taste. So keep that in mind. So after the museum, I decided to come outside and kind of like take some time to take some notes and everything. And definitely, we took a really good step in the right direction. Both Jason and I walked away, with more confidence about the deal going through. Like I said, this was just like the pre kickoff, just kind of iron out some of the details, make sure NDAs are signed, make sure everything that needs to be in place before any money is transferred. But again, like I always said, the job is not finished. So with that said, if you made it this far in the video, definitely appreciate it. You already know what to do. Peace.